Hello everyone, I'm Drew. I've been on a huge journey this year, doing an internship at Christian youth camps while also studying at Pathways Bible College. I have learnt, loved and grown so much throughout this year in my relationships with both God and everyone I have met through the camping experience. After coming to COIC for 8 years now, this place will always have an influence on my life. It has been a huge dream of mine to be a part of the staff, and finally being in the team has been absolutely amazing. During the winter period, our weekly groups begin to stagger, so we are able to hold an awesome chill weekend event for our leaders, where we go to Whakapapa for a ski/snowboard camp full of fun, snow and lots of hot chocolate. We slept in the Forest and Bird Lodge, which is 10 minutes from the ski area. Sounds pretty good to me. This was my second time going to a ski camp, and I wouldn't say I'm the best skier in the world, but my skills greatly improved from the first time. I think this camp is one of the best we have for our leaders, as the smaller number of attendees provides the ability for us to really connect with each other. A number of those who come don't even go skiing or boarding, but go sledding, throw snowballs at each other and just have fun. In fact, a group of us found a secluded spot where we spent the day sliding about and sharing laughs. It's such a memorable experience, and I can't wait for next year's camp to do it all again.
We were finally able to leave after hours of waiting, but realised that the keys are with someone who already left.
During our July Kids Camp, Danielle and I were assigned the role of night games. We were super excited for all our games that we had planned weeks ahead of time. We had even thought of new games so it didn't feel repeated, but the worst thing ever happened. We had planned these games for outdoors. The weather never even crossed our minds. But when the camp came, the rain did too. No backup plans were put into our earlier ideas, so we had to think of our games minutes before we were up front and speaking. It was crazy that we even made it to Thursday with that many improv games. The stress we had that week was nothing like I'd ever experienced. But the kids just wanted to run around. They didn't mind what they were doing. But next time we'll double check the weather and we will make sure to have a lot of backup plans. Next was our October Kids Camp. This was a strange camp as it was at our smaller camp for the first time in about 40 years. There was such a struggle to find enough beds for everyone, especially when we had about 90 or so leaders and staff combined. How we pulled it off, I'll never know. For this camp, I was given the role of day games, and I was told I would do it alone. This stressed me out a bit, as I didn't want it to turn like last camp, and this time I had no help. Turns out I was fine, and it went so well, even if it did rain a bit. I thought planning 6 games and setting them all up would be so painful, but it went awesome. Having camped at our smaller facility was also super helpful, as I could move the game into the gym, which is right next to our Camp 1 field. I'm so grateful with how this camp turned out. An accomplishment I'd like to call a success would be that I completed another one of my ministry goals, which was to be signed off for instructing crate climb. I've done so many hours of this activity recently, and seeing people get to the top is so awesome, especially when they aren't that confident that they'll get that high. My next goal is to be signed off for our rock wall activity. Another amazing event that was super successful was our teens camp. Each year the interns set up a camp that they plan and run, mostly on their own. Danielle and I planned our camp jam-packed with activities and games with the theme relating to the recent app, Be Real, where we challenged the teens to be real in their walk with Jesus by bringing things to light that they were ashamed of. For this camp, we went off-site to the local hot pools and had heaps of fun on their slides and sharing a barbecue lunch together. I think it was so cool that we are able to go to local spots like this as we boost their business and get to have heaps of fun along the way. We also had an amazing race-type game, with the teens running throughout Ngārawa here, completing heaps of photo challenges and getting laughs out of people because of their funny outfits. And finally we had an awesome neon party, with black lights and heaps of decorations. We even got to see our boss on the dance floor. This weekend was so much fun to plan and run. Seeing our ideas come forth made us feel like we had a ministry coordinator role. In fact, we did have to play this role on the last day when our real ministry coordinator got sick and left us in charge. It sounded super scary when she told us this, but I think we did amazing with the job. And it seemed like she was right there. I'm so proud of how this camp went. I wouldn't change a thing. I just want to say a huge thank you to my mentors this year. I really appreciate all you guys did for me. It didn't go unnoticed. My spiritual mentor, Jess Dobbs, has been so awesome with challenging me to look deeper into God's plan for my life, and that it's okay to have rough times. We have struggled to find time to catch up as often as we would like to, as we both have such busy lives. Her a little more with having kids, a husband, and basically soloing her job. But when we were able to chat, we both seemed to get something out of it. I'm so grateful you decided to support me in this role this year, Jess. And I hope this connection continues as there's always something new to learn from you. Next, my academic mentor, Grace Bruce, helped me heaps by double-checking my work and having the honour of reading it first. I haven't sent through much of my work to her this semester, but she has been amazing when I'm looking for a second opinion. I'm super thankful to have had you helping me with my work this year. Thank you, Grace. And finally, my ministry mentor and housemate, Monique Riddell, who is now back from her Canada trip to Muskoka Woods. You've inspired me so much this year, from your amazing organisation skills to just being a good friend. Maybe I'll be a ministry coordinator one day like you. I'm so glad we had goals put forth for my year. It gave me something to strive for, and even if I don't complete some of them, they can wait till next year. I have learnt so much from the Spirit of God this year. Becoming open and willing to listen feels so beautiful. One thing I learnt this semester was during a group assignment, where we were set to focus on a spiritual practice. Mine was meditation, not like the yoga kind, om stuff. I learnt how to meditate on God's word especially. This is called Lectio Divina, where you read through a text in the Bible, pray about what you have read by asking God to guide you through it, meditate by looking deeper into the text with awe and wonder, and then contemplating by asking God what He is showing you through this text. These clips are from when Zeke and I were presenting our teachings, and the little game we played with it. It was super cool to learn about meditation, and I think I'll use this method continuing in my spiritual journey. Another thing I've learnt this year is how important church life is. I've never been part of a church, but since living at camp, I've been given rides to a gateway church in central Hamilton. It was so awesome to finally be able to go to a church weekly, and seeing people from high school attend is super encouraging. I love being able to come together to praise and worship and learn more about God every week. I have been challenged to check out other churches too, to see differences, which I still plan on doing. I'm so glad I've been able to attend a church this year, and it's not ending soon. Finally, I couldn't miss such an honourable mention to my Pathways family. I really didn't expect for us to become so close, even though we all live so far apart. The 6 weeks we got to spend together this year were probably my biggest highlight of it all. The bond we created is truly unbreakable. I loved all the volleyball games we had during our class breaks, the laughs at the beach, road trips to the Mount, sleepovers at the marae, and countless chats about the randomest of things in the hot pool. You guys are so amazing, and I'll never forget the amazing experience we shared together. Thank you for making this the best year ever. If you are interested in learning more about my year at Pathways, you should check out my video of my first semester on Instagram or Facebook. Feel free to ask me any questions about my experience, or if you are interested in interning at Pathways, check out cyc.org.nz or the Pathways College website. Thank you all for being a part of my journey this year. Hope this inspired you in some way. Bye!
Party! Yeah! Get there right.